I'm not Brazilian first. I'm not indigenous first. I'm a human first. And that means that everything affects me directly or indirectly. And you have to carry that some type of responsibility. Xixera Açucena, Xixera Tupinambá, Pataxó, Xixera Pindorama, I'm Manny. I come from Pindorama, land of palm trees, also known as Brazil.
How long have you been in Lincoln?
Since February of 23, so about 3 years.
Okay, give me your review. After 3 years, what do you think about Lincoln?
I think Lincoln has a lot of potential and is a city where connecting with other people that remind like it, it's not hard if you put an effort, which gives me a lot of hope about building connection here and being able to cause a positive impact.
Yeah.
But it also feels like it's fragmented because of that in its niche. So being somebody so mixed, Lincoln makes me feel like I'm constantly like code switching in between my sides, my perspective, my heritage to be able to connect with people, which also makes me feel somewhat fragmented too because it feels spaced out.
The way that that dynamic plays out, like it, it like almost echoes into you, into just like the day to day.
He does.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about your approach to building community and just your approach in general at Indigenous Foodways, because you're the executive director there.
Yeah. So, being indigenous, I don't see building community as something transactional. I see more as like making relatives, right? I recognize myself in every person because we are indigenous from this globe. We might have different teachings and approach to different biomes because being indigenous is understanding that every teaching and everything's land based. So, even though I have in common rice, me and Asian people, right? The types of rice, how we do that is very different. Even though we both need flooded and places to raise that, the fishes around to create the aquaponics, the moon connected and the teachings connected are going to be very different, even though it's the same crop. So that is part how I see creating relatives too, is always trying to reach out for the things that we have in common because humanity is common to all of us and being able to see that in everybody is what I hope that makes us to be able to be better humans for each other.
Yeah. And so for someone who's not out in the garden, what does it look like to reconnect and start to learn about the land and, you know, cultivation and all of those things?
Learning about yourself. Like, we're not separated from land, we're extension of it. So the first way to respect the land is respect and honor yourself and see you as extension of creation, right? Like, I love and respect you because you're a part of me, and I love and respect you because you are a mirror of creation. And understanding everybody's his own universe is how you can respect everybody fully and connect fully.
That's so profound, you know, but it's also so that's the everyday.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as you've been like getting to know community members in the work to start that garden at 14th and Arapahoe, what are some of the things that have surprised you? What are some of the things that have challenged you?
I think creating a base level is the thing that challenges more because people come from all over different backgrounds and the way you connect it, because it's so much land base is so different, right? Like creating gardens in Afghanistan are usually flooded, so people are gonna overwater their garden for like 3 months and then never water it anymore and things like that. So like how to create the base to people understand that like, okay, that way is beautiful for Afghanistan and works perfectly there. But how do you adapt to the crops that you have to drought? How do you adapt the seeds that you have and you've been passed down in your family to this particular biome? And how do you keep your culture alive through those seeds? So like playing around that, it's challenging, but it's also like rewarding because you want to make sure that people have the space to be themselves with the tools that you are giving to them to succeed.
I suppose as I'm listening, one of the things that I was struck the most by was like just your array of different knowledge about like different agricultural practices. Like I, for one, I started like 36 little seedlings because I'm trying to put like my my best foot forward with like trying to plant a garden and everything like that. And I managed to kill half of them because I didn't change, like I didn't put them into larger pots in time. So they just like ran out and wilted and died. So I just I'm curious, like where would you say that comes from? Like your study of like agriculture and different methods, and like um, is that like a personal curiosity or like something you followed? Tell me a bit more about where you've come upon
I
all this
think it's
different
a
knowledge.
little bit of everything. I've always been a curious person. Like the first time I got published in Science, I was 15. And but it is also like understanding everything has a necessity. Like being autistic, which I think is just a pathologized way to say I'm indigenous, to be honest. And but having that label made it clear for me that I connected to things in a different way, which makes like you more aware of like where you falling short. So you try to overcompensate those things. And that to me was like having four different bachelors, like graduating in neuroscience because I knew that I couldn't connect it. Like I have a very big like hard time, that like managing time because I don't say no very well. So like I have a business degree because that was part of like how do you stay organized and on top and create systemic answers. So in a way for me was getting myself educated within a Western way to say like no, now I have the know how to know and to say what I'm thinking with some type of like backup, and that was important to me. But in the same time, as I see myself what I'm working and I'm doing now, I don't have any training in botanic, and not in the Western way. I have that from teachings, from visiting other indigenous elders, from my own elders, and from my own curiosity. Which, when I say that to people, they're like, "Wow, but your understanding of that is like microbiology and camp." Like, no, it's actually indigenous. Like we see everything at its own universe, and because we see that, we're able to see how everything connects us, and it's always a circle for us. It's always a wheel. That makes people like, whoa, but like at the same time, how do you feel so comfortable speaking of something that you don't have training? But I do, because the knowledge is not just mine. I've been carrying this knowledge for 20,000 years, right? And when you think about the story of creation of my people, it's not the buffalo woman that would come. In 7 generations, a woman would come from south to north to bring seeds. So to me, is also a fulfillment of the prophecy of my people to be able to bring the seeds up north and reconnect the people, and being able to do that in a way that is ethical, following my teachings and respecting other people's teachings. I don't know, like it brings some type of happiness, but also some type of like, okay, I'm doing something right with my life.
That's so deep. I don't even know what to say. I just think that the work that you do is compelling. And so, in your years in Lincoln, I mean, tell me a bit about what makes communities strong, and what's something that you love about the connection you found with different communities here in Lincoln.
I think what make connect communities strong is the ability to listen, right? Like I often joke that like I don't get to choose what protest I go to protest, but I protest everything because I'm not Brazilian first. I'm not indigenous first. I'm a human first, and that means that everything affects me directly, indirectly, and you have to carry that with some type of responsibility, and that's how I see Lincoln, right? Like we go over here and we see the aspects of society that we want to change, and that is so clear on people around our age here. And while that's beautiful and so interesting to carry, is also like a lot of grief to see the life that our parents, no, my parents weren't here, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like in situations similar to that, and carrying that like, oh, so much got normalized among us that we have this like, as I hold love for our generation and everything that we do, I also like hold space for grief to understand that like we're given so little, and carrying that while still having respect for our elders is heavy, and we have to do it anyway. And I feel like Lincoln gave me the opportunity to have those conversations in a lot of spaces, which makes me feel a little bit more whole too. I don't have to carry that alone. There are other people that see that.
Absolutely. And so, tell me, what made you want to join the apiary?
Like I always think that like we can make more change when you do it in community. And when I saw the Apiary notifications and the ideas, like that sounds like a very cool thing to do. And doing things like that with mind-like people is how we create generational change. Is how we created little movements, little ripple effects that will be rippling for a while.
Yeah, I I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk with us.